Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're going to start out with a big controversy right out of the gate here in 2022. There's a lot of pushback from DCEU fans about the rumored future of the DCEU.
Is anybody actually surprised? I mean, is anyone surprised by this at all?
I don't think so. There is word from Grace Randolph that we are looking at the...
Who doesn't like me, and I don't know why.
I don't know why. She has you blocked.
She has me blocked.
Yeah, but Grace Randolph has some rumors she put out there. Basically, we're looking at the DCEU going forward, much like Marvel is going to be the MCU.
Because, they've learned nothing. It hasn't been working out too great, and so let's go do what they're doing.
So we're going to talk about this. We're also going to talk about Superman and prison sex, but that's a little bit...
I know, right?
That's a little bit later. I really think DC Comics at this point is bound and determined to completely destroy their brand before the Discovery takeover.
Maybe they're trying to make it a write-off.
Maybe. It's a loss leader.
I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's possible they're deliberately trying to.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of comic fans are writing DC Comics off at this point, too. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 250,000. We're like 200 away.
We're so close.
We tried. That's okay.
But thank you.
Thank you very, very much, guys. If you could hit the subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. So we have to go out to the original tweet. This is coming from Mia, that there's a hashtag boycott WB trending because of this news. But the originator of said news appears to be Grace Randolph. Now, sometimes she's right, sometimes she's not. That's pretty much true of anybody that has inside information on Hollywood.
Things change too. I mean, it might be right that time, but like 3 months later they change it, and then they're like, "You were wrong." But
yeah, so I can't say if she's wrong or right, but it does mesh up with what we've seen so far. The Flash movie is going to bring in Michael Keaton's Batman, but it was also rumored that it was going to be the last Batfleck movie, and that Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be used to set up the new Justice League, which looks like it's going to be a female-led or almost all-female Justice League.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you can't just have like a mixed, cast. Why it always has, you know what I mean? I don't get it.
A Justice League of our own. That's what it's gonna be.
I'm just like, I don't get it. It's just so
because it's current year, and look, I really feel like DC Comics is trying to get as much activism in as possible before the Discovery merger.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, they keep doing this, and I don't know who they're trying to appeal to, because like comic book fans are going to come for the characters they know. Be it male or female.
Yeah.
Female fans come for the comic book characters they know. But they also come if the characters look like Henry Cavill. Let's be honest here. I don't care about seeing the Supergirl movie. I'm never going to go. You put Henry Cavill on that screen and my ass is going to be in the seat.
They all come for Henry Cavill.
Men and women.
But
I'm not kidding. I'm just saying, they keep doing this. We're like, we're going to go change it because we are trying to appeal to women. They've done this before with the Terminator films, and they did the other Charlie's Angels, different things, and it didn't do well because they're trying to appeal to women who don't give a shit and don't come for that reason. Same with female Doctor Who. Women tuned in because they liked the male Doctor Who. And now they're like, well, we put a woman in there, woman power, the girls stopped watching.
Yeah, actually part of the appeal, and I remember this we're going on a side tangent here.
It's related.
I remember a couple of years ago before, they brought in the female doctor, Jodie Whittaker, they were at I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, and the showrunners were basically like, you don't want the doctor as a boyfriend, ladies. You want to be the doctor. And actually, there were women in the audience that were like, no, we actually want the doctor as our boyfriend. That's
right.
Kind of the appeal of it.
I mean, you're going to get some guys that come to watch these movies because they want to see the Supergirl, the Batgirl, Batwoman, whatever they're going to go with. You want to see this stuff because I guess they're hot in the suits. But they're going to make sure that they're not because that's how dare you.
Well, that's like the Supergirl that they're bringing into this version is like, she looks like Captain Marvel. She doesn't, that version of Supergirl.
So who are you trying to appeal to? Because quite frankly, we're going to be honest here.
Twitter?
Comic fans are going to come for characters they know, right? Comic fans, male or female, are going to come for characters that they want to see on the screen because they're like, ooh, they're cute, whatever. Yeah. You bring in like somebody who's not someone anybody knows that well, and they're not, and frankly, they're not that attractive. It's going to fail. It's like you guys want to lose money. And I'm sorry, you might want to change the way the world thinks, but this is the way the world thinks. You know? And you can have a character in there. I mean, bring in Michael Keaton's Batman in, because that, you know, that's a good idea because people like Michael Keaton's Batman. People would have been down with watching Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton, but they don't want him just to be a front so you can, you know, basically use him to try to trick you into putting a female in charge. And you can have a female character in charge if people like the character, know the character, and it looks like the character. But they keep not doing those things.
Yeah, it's like they're using nostalgia to shoehorn in a bunch of, you know, stand-in characters, which we've seen before. Like, look, you know, Supergirl and Batgirl or Batwoman, they've all had their own CW shows. Like, why?
And how did they do? Exactly.
Anyway, coming from Grace Randolph, and I guess Henry Cavill had to make a statement too. He said he'd be down with doing Superman again.
Oh, but they're not going to let him.
No, it sounds like they're using stock footage of him for this movie. So
that's some good stock.
Yeah. Grace Randolph, as I've told you, with Update, The Flash. Okay, this is the one where they're going to do the multiverse crap. We've already done that. Well, they did in the CW series, but, you know, we've already done it in Marvel, and we're using it as an excuse to be able to bring better known, better loved versions of classic characters into current franchises. So they brought the old Spider-Man back. Now they're going to bring the old Batman back and be like, oh, multiverse, guys. So this is going to be Batfleck's final appearance. Rumor is he's going to die. Old footage of Cavill used on TV.
We already knew that Ben Affleck was done doing Batman. Yeah. I mean, that's nothing new there.
Yeah, he's been sad since day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Justice League is formed. Supergirl is the new Superman.
Yay.
Keaton, working with Black Canary, picks Batgirl as new Batman.
Yay.
This is the new DC. Let's be open-minded.
No, let's not. Because it's not going to be good. Because as soon as you're telling us this, and it's really not fair. But Hollywood has done this to itself and set this precedent up. People see this and they're immediately like, oh shit, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be like shoved down your throat. It's gonna be activism, the movie. And if you don't like it, you're a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. And people are already turning on it because you're just telling them with what your choices are that you're gonna make it suck. And you did this to yourself.
This is coming on the heels of the comic books, basically, you know, gender swapping, race bending, and making every other character gay. I mean, only in the last year or two has DC really taken this hard left turn. And it used to be that DC was kind of, you know, for a lot of classic comic book fans, like, well, at least DC comics are okay. They're fine. Everything's fine here. But since they brought in Daniel Cherry, the admitted activist, to run DC Comics, everything has gotten very, very woke. Mm-hmm. And comic book fans are like, what the hell? Like, who isn't gay in the DC universe at this point?
Yeah, well, they're doing the same for the Marvel. And, you know, it's getting ridiculous.
Well,
oh my God, this was just, I can't even.
Speaking of ridiculous, so this was making the rounds yesterday, day before. Apparently, this is an actual page from a DC comic where Superman is talking about how he is given the shaft in prison while this bison-looking mofo watches. This is in an official DC comic.
But you're not allowed to show Batman giving, you know, Catwoman anything because that's wrong.
I don't even have words anymore. Like, it is very clear that DC Comics has a death wish at this point. Like, I can't even wrap my head around why they're taking these characters to places that nobody wants to go with them.
Who wants to see this, honestly?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, no, these people on Twitter, of course. But I mean, in the general audiences, who wants to see this? Nobody. And then they're not going to sell. And then they're going to be like, it's because you're all istophobic, whatever. It's like, no one wants to see Superman get ass raped in jail. I'm sorry.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
No one wants to see Superman get ass raped.
Nobody wants to see it.
He's the man to steal. He's not the man taking steal. This is ridiculous.
Does it have a kryptonite tip?
Probably. How else is going to get in there?
Because you can probably quench pretty damn hard.
I'm sure. Just snap it right up.
Yeah.
And fart it out as a weapon.
Snap into it. So, yeah. I mean, this is absolutely batshit crazy. And it does seem like they're trying very hard to destroy their classic characters, destroy Superman. They've been tearing him down, trying to build up Jonathan Kent and his boyfriend, and now they're
when you said he was getting hit up the rear, I thought that you were going to tell me that was the new comic with Jonathan Kent. I honestly did. I thought that's where you were going with that. And then when you said no, and I was like, wait,
I
what?
said no. Yeah. When you said no touch, no bad touch.
I mean, that's what I honestly thought. I'm like, you're kidding me. They're going to go there in the comic too. No, it got worse.
I don't even consider like anything coming from Marvel and DC in the last 10 years. I don't consider them canon. I think it's a bunch of fan fiction, a bunch of fan wank, literally. And it's like, I haven't even picked up a mainstream Marvel or DC comic in probably 2 or 3 years.
And even if men are fantasizing about doing that with Superman, they're not fantasizing about people shoving up his ass in prison.
Well,
I mean, they're probably fantasizing about themselves doing Superman or Superman doing them.
There's a kink for everyone.
I'm just like, yeah, but let's be honest here. In the global scale of things, right?
Yeah.
And the audience for this is like a fraction of a percent. Why would you waste the money, the time, and the publicity issue to do it? Same with these movies. Yeah, there's a market for them, but it's a much smaller market than you're going to have if you just, stick to the characters people know. I mean, people will come to Supergirl movies and stuff like that if it ties into the continuity as they know it. But if you keep making these changes, no one's going to come. And then, well, don't even make that joke. You should see his damn face.
Actually, oh, go ahead.
No one's going to COME to the movie because they're going to be like, no, who's this for? We don't care. We don't want to watch it and we're tired of your shit. And then they're going to yell about how, it failed and it's because of misogynists. I still stand by the fact that women aren't probably going to go.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, people want to go for, Ben Affleck and for Henry Cavill, And I mean, this is so weird. The Snyder Cut knocked it out of the park. I mean, they took down the HBO Max servers. Mm-hmm. It was pretty well received, I think, by a lot of people. I mean, some people just don't like Zack Snyder's movies. And that's fine. You don't have to. But objectively, as somebody who didn't like the theatrical cut of Justice League,
it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. But the Snyder Cut does.
If nothing else, it just made it make sense. You know, it added context to things that had, and it gave characters, actual arc. And you kind of, I hated the Flash, and I didn't like Cyborg, and I can see now why the actor who played Cyborg was pissed because they didn't explain anything, and then in the Snyder Cut they did, and it made a lot more sense. I still can't stand the Flash in this version, but at least it made sense. And that's the problem. And talking about men and women going to movies. You know what? Wonder Woman. I'll go to Wonder Woman into the week not because she's just a female character I like. Gal Gadot's perfect for the character, and she's pretty. And I'll go look at Gal Gadot. I'm not a lesbian or anything like that, but I can appreciate that she's really pretty and she's a sweetie. I'd go if you had characters that look good that were women. I'd probably go too, but I'm just like, unless you give me a good story, I'm not going to care. Like Wonder Woman, the first one, I loved because it was a good story. Wonder Woman 84 sucked, and I will not watch it again, even though I love Gal Gadot.
It's worth watching to watch her run. It looks like they had her hooked up to a Segway or something. She's kind of like on a treadmill. That anyway, yeah, it was Wonder Woman 84 was terrible, but it sounds like they're gonna make a lot more terrible decisions. Even Grace Randolph is like, it's absolutely no fun covering these upcoming DC movies from a hateful perspective. It's too draining. So yeah, to give you my perspective, I'm gonna try my best to soldier on.
Well, you know what? We soldier on every day. We cover it. It is draining, but here we are.
Yep. So anyway. We've got other tweets out here. They're basically like, the Flash movie is going to reset the Snyderverse, erase the Snyderverse, and set up the all-new DCEU going forward. Every movie Snyder's done is going to be erased. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League never happened. Erased from continuity again. Rumors, Affleck and Cavill are both gone. If this is true, it's not setting well. Boycott WB is trending.
Wait, I'm confused. What about the fact they were going to cast Superman as a black guy?
Oh, that's a different Superman. It's not Clark Kent.
Right, yeah. I know. But what happened to that?
Present Superman. I think it's still going to happen, but I think...
as far as the movies goes, what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think it's still going to happen, but it could be like in other worlds type, Elseworlds.
But why wouldn't that be tied into this?
I don't know.
I'm just like, wait,
I don't think they know what they're doing.
If that black Superman isn't enough of a clickbaity whatever for you, DC? Now you have to go even further?
Yeah.
Told you, Hollywood, diversity just means women and lesbians. And you think I'm kidding. I'm dead serious.
Anyway, talking about her tweets, they said that, yeah, they're basically going to erase every movie Zack Snyder has done. So there goes the Snyderverse. And people are angry. F Warner Brothers.
Well, if it's true, then I don't blame them.
F Warner Brothers for ruining DC. Never would I have thought I'd be at the point of considering not seeing a new Batman movie in theaters, but Warner Brothers really forcing me to full-on boycott. Another added, be open-minded about terrible, toxic ideas. That's Grace Randolph was like, be open-minded. I can tell you why she's saying that. And this isn't, I'm not throwing...
Cover her ass?
Yeah, I'm not throwing shade at Grace Randolph, but disclaimer, she's part of Rooster Teeth. Disclaimer, Rooster Teeth is owned by Warner Brothers. Just saying. So she's probably
She probably is hearing it from people then because she's working right for the source.
Yeah. So, I mean, is
That's
she
a good point.
Covering her ass? It sounds to me like she's not very happy about it, but she can't come out and say this is fucking stupid.
And, I thought it was funny because you said her worst things of 2021, she had Witcher 2 and Masters of the Universe on the list, and that which we would have put them on there too.
Yeah. Yeah, Witcher 2
so, I would kind of agree with her if she still hates me. I don't know why. Can't say another strong woman, I guess.
One individual tweeted, as soon as they started promoting the new Superman and the sexuality, I knew their whole line was going down the tubes. They're catering to 1% of the population.
Exactly.
I mean, this has been going on, again, this has been going on for the last year and a half, 2 years, really the last year. We have seen it ramp. I mean, we had freaking Robin and Superman turned gay within 2 or 3 months.
And then... I just don't understand. It's like they want to lose money and fail. That's why I'm saying. Are they trying to use it as a tax write-off or to make it worth less to shift things around or what?
I honestly believe this is Daniel Cherry. We saw the changes when he came in to take over DC, and I think that they're trying to get as much activism in. Personal opinion, I don't have any insiders over there, but it feels like they're trying to shoehorn as much activism into DC Comics before the Discovery merger, because remember, the Discovery merger, the guy in charge has already said they want to make money. They want to roll the clock back on CNN and everything.
They announced this stuff. There's a Discovery merger, but Discovery could walk that stuff back as soon as they get it.
Yeah, well, if they already have movies in the pipeline,
so they can still be changed.
They could. They'd just be like, you know what? We end all of it right now.
Hey, Discovery and Warner Brothers, if you want to actually make some damn money, you're going to listen to us and not listen to Twitter and the news outlets. You're going to listen to Grace Randolph. You're going to listen to us. You're going to listen to the fans who are telling you we don't want this shit. And you're going to adjust accordingly. If you don't, I don't want to flip and hear it when it blows up in your faces.
People going on and on. We know that the Zack Snyder fan base is pretty passionate. I was hoping they were going to do Final Crisis or something, another Snyder film for HBO Max exclusively, but apparently this is not going to happen. Everybody's like, yeah, we're going to full on boycott WB, RIP DCEU, not interested in what WB is cooking up right now.
Well, given the shows on the CW, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, and that's all gone to shit too. Look at the people that you courted with the CW, especially like Batwoman, and look at how the audience turned on.
What audience? What little audience you had, because no one watched your damn show. And the ones that did, a lot of them just watched it to make fun of it. Yeah,
so this is not good, and this is on top of the backlash over the comic books. Now, people are saying, well, the comics sold really well. The first, bisexual Superman sold really well. Of course it did, because people are going to buy it just for the curiosity of the thing, And
they're going to buy it because it's the first edition, and they're just going to hold on to it. Because I think it's going to be worth money someday. That's what they did. I don't believe for 1 minute that it's going to do really well in the long run. And plus, we know for a fact some of these companies, and there's a reason why all these books show up at Ollie's.
Yep.
Because they buy their own shit to try to make it look like it's more popular than it is. And then it gets hoisted off to places like Ollie's, outlets.
It's all about giving the appearance of popularity to get that movie deal, that TV deal, animation. I mean, look at what happened when they actually brought some of the 2015 Marvel characters to the mainstream in animation and toys and stuff like that. They've flopped. Now they're going to put America Chavez in Doctor Strange, but I think it's going to be a very altered version of her compared to the comic book version, which was freaking insufferable.
Yeah, well, hopefully, because if they don't, they're going to lose a lot of money. And they're going to be like, why? I don't understand.
I just at this point, I'm like, it would be a mercy killing. There have been rumors from multiple people, including Ethan Van Sciver, that they were just going to license out the DC characters to somebody else. And I think they were talking Robert Kirkman, Skybound. He's supposedly getting the Transformers license. I think the best thing that could happen at this point, just hit the nuke button on all of it, bring back a DC Comics line, start from scratch. We got 12 comic books, 12 good comic books every month, and that is it.
And you can do diversity in there.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. The problem is when you just only do diversity and then yell when people don't want to buy everything that you change.
It's shock marketing. They did this with the death of in the 90s. It was always about like, oh, we're going to kill Superman and break
it
Batman's
didn't work
back
after a couple of years because people were like, well, you're just going to undo it. It's what difference does it make?
Yeah, we're going to have this big crossover event. You're going to have to buy 15 different covers, lenticular covers, all shit. And we're right back to where we started from, but except now the shock is, oh, we're going to make so-and-so gay. And that's literally the trick. They just had another DC Comics character. I think it's Vixen. She's gay now, too.
Of course, because,
why not?
That's what diversity means.
That's what it means this year. So, I don't know, guys. Good luck with that, right?
Have fun. I'm not going.
We got to wrap this one up.
Yep.
All right, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.